इनकलाब जिंदाबाद भाइयों दोस्तों friends everybody. So today is the day for science and technology, the second week, the second time we are talking about science and technology. Free MCQs, the most important topics. Along with MCQs, the topics are really important. So let's go into it. First question for the day, consider the following statements. DNA replication mechanism ensures faithful inheritance. Number two, DNA replication happens at a much faster speed in totipotent stem cells as compared to other cells. Which of the above are correct? One only, two only, both, or none? You can pause the question and give me the answer in the comment section. For PDFs of these answers, questions, and explanations, you have to WhatsApp over here. This number is given in the description as well, right? Also for any doubts. So next question for the day, consider the following statements about quantum cryptography. So quantum key distribution QKD offers impenetrable encryption for data communication. QKD requires single photon sources which work well at very high temperatures. Which of the above are incorrect? Sir, incorrect बताना है. Always even in exam inbox this, नहीं तो silly error हो जाता है. So incorrect कौन सा है जी? Tell me from these options. I'll explain the answers after the questions. So consider the following statements about C. lettuce. C. lettuce. C. lettuce is a macroalgae, number one. C. lettuce has higher protein content than soya bean. Which of the above are correct? Right? Choose from these options. Pause the question if you want to. Comment your answers, please. So which among the following is true about nanotubes? Very important topic, sir and ma'am. Nanotubes के around कोई ना कोई सवाल आ ही जा रहा है बार बार. Right? So nanotubes are manufactured using graphite. Nanotubes are nearly as strong as steel. All nanotubes are soluble in water. या फिर all of the above. Around this previous year question was there. Around this also it was there. So we should know the nanotubes very well. All those things, what is nanotube, what is the size, right? So last question for the day. Who publishes the ICT Development Index? Who among the following publishes ICT Development Index? UNCTAD, Niti Aayog, World Bank या ITU? You have to choose from the options and comment your answers. Right, so these are very relevant topics. Keep also making a note of the topics. List बना लो एक, पेपर में बहुत काम आने वाला है. राइट, बहुत सारे पेपर आ रहे हैं. यूपीएससी आ रहा है, पीपीएससी पाइपलाइन में है, पीसीएस वाला पंजाब पीसीएस, एचसीएस अभी करप्शन में फंसा हुआ है, शायद दोबारा से आ जाए. राइट, नायब तहसीलदार आ रहा है. सो मेनी एग्जाम्स आर अप्रोचिंग. कोऑपरेटिव इंस्पेक्टर्स आ रहे हैं पंजाब में. 25,000 नौकरियां भगवंत मान साहब ने करी हुई हैं लॉन्च, राइट, अनाउंस करी हैं. सो कीप सॉल्विंग दीज फ्री एमसीक्यू सर, बहुत काम आने वाले हैं, टोटली फ्री है. एंड कोर्सेज शैल बी लॉन्च्ड एंड दे आर गोइंग ऑन एज वेल, बट फ्री वाली चीज तो कर लो पहले. सो लेट्स कम टू दी एक्सप्लेनेशंस. सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन था जी हमारा, डीएनए रेप्लिकेशन मैकेनिज्म इंश्योर्स फेथफुल इनहेरिटेंस. करेक्ट. DNA replications happens at a much faster speed. No sir, at slower speed, much slower speed. So answer here becomes only one is correct. A is the answer, one only is correct. How? Let's see. Totipotent cells. What is potency over here meaning? Potency over here means power to differentiate into. Power to differentiate. So टोटीपोटेंट मीन्स टोटल पावर. ये वाले सेल किसी भी सेल में बन सकते हैं. ये टोटीपोटेंट अगर सेल है, ये हेयर सेल में भी बन सकता है, लिवर सेल में, कोई भी बॉडी में सेल है, सारे सेल्स में बन सकता है, इंक्लूडिंग प्लेसेंटा. राइट. सो टोटीपोटेंसी, टोटल पावर. पोटेंसी से डिवाइडेड होते हैं सेल्स. बेसिक्स ऑफ बायोलॉजी, कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो हमारा कोर्स है बेसिक्स ऑफ बायोलॉजी पे, यू कैन टेक दैट एज वेल. सो द लेटेस्ट रिसर्च सेज that there are various differences in totipotent cells as compared to others. We do not know all of them, but still we have now discovered that DNA replication happens at a much slower rate in totipotent cells than any other cell. So what is it telling us? Slower rate पे DNA replication होती है, which is one of DNA replication is one of the most important processes for our life. That makes our inheritance possible. Hence, if we know what are the differences in totipotent cells, we might be able to manufacture these cells or reprogram the cells to become totipotent. Hence, we are closer to solving many kind of problems. If we do this, probably we can solve AIDS better. We can treat cancers better, right? So next question, consider the following statements about quantum cryptography. QKD offers impenetrable encryption. Yes, always in news. QKD, quantum mechanics and quantum cryptography. Very, very important. So QKD requires single photon sources which work at very high temperatures. No G. Generally, they work at cryogenic temperatures. Cryogenic means very low temperatures. This is the problem. Room temperature पे single photon source bright light से मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है. That is one of the challenges, and we are trying to discover single photon sources at room temperature. So incorrect बताना था over here. Second is incorrect. 2 only. B is the answer. Right? Let's see over here. QKD or the quantum key distribution offers impenetrable encryption for data communication. Definitely yes. Quantum cryptography till now, if it is achieved, is basically impenetrable, कि उस पे हैक करना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल है. लाइट सोर्सेज यूज कर रहे हैं इसलिए, राइट. बट QKD systems require robust and bright sources that emit light as a string of single photons. Single photon के strings में light चाहिए, but most of today's single photon sources don't perform well unless operated at cryogenic temperatures. That is hundreds of degrees below zero. Right? So practical use अभी थोड़ा मुश्किल है. We are trying to get substances which emit single photons at room temperature. Right? This is the latest news. So about C. lettuce, sir. C. lettuce is a microalgae. Yes. C. lettuce has higher protein than soybean. No. Right now we do not have higher protein content in C. lettuce. It has lesser. But what we are doing? First, let's see the answer. Macroalgae, yes. C. higher protein, no. So answer correct is 1 only is correct. A is the answer, right? So what is the explanation over here? Macroalgae hai ji C. lettuce. Yes, it is. But it has lower content than soybean. But we are trying to use, what are we trying to use? We are trying to use food processing से जो water निकल के आता है after the process, food processing, that water, if it is used in C. lettuce cultivation, algae की cultivation है, ग्रो तो बहुत जल्दी करेगी और सी में ग्रो कर जाएगी, लैंड के यूज का प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा. एंड हमने देखा है कि अगर हम सी लेट्यूस की कल्टीवेशन में फूड प्रोसेस्ड वाटर यूज करें, सो उस सी लेट्यूस में प्रोटीन कंटेंट क्वाड्रपल कर जाता है, लगभग 4 गुना हो जाता है. सो अबाउट 40% कंटेंट होता है जी सोयाबीन में, एंड सी लेट्यूस में बहुत कम होता है. बट बाय यूजिंग दिस प्रोसेस वाटर वी हैव फाउंड दैट 30% enriched protein content is ensured even in C. lettuce. So we find that if we can enrich it a little bit more, then C. lettuce can be a competitive source of protein or can be the food for the future. So for the future there is this great probability and a probability of the question, right? So second last question, which among the following is true about nanotubes? Very important topic. So nanotubes are manufactured using graphite, correct? Nanotubes are nearly as strong as steel. No, they are 10 to 15 times more strong or stronger than steel. All nanotubes are soluble in water. No, all nanotubes are not soluble. That is why biological use make limitation है sir. We are trying to, or we have made two locations humanity has made. In Israel, I think humanity has made soluble nanotubes which are very necessary for drug delivery, right? So nanotubes are made by binding single sheets of graphite with honeycomb structures into very long thin tubes that have stable, strong and flexible structure, and these tubes are 10 to 100 times stronger than steel per unit weight. So please remember nanotubes, strong, flexible, made of graphite, and we are trying to make them, all of them water soluble, but till now all of them are not water soluble, but we have achieved a modified version which is water soluble, right? And water solubility is very, very necessary for biological drug delivery using nanotubes, right? So last question, factual सवाल जी, ICT डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स कौन पब्लिश कर रहा है? वेरी वेरी सिंपल, ITU पब्लिश कर रहा है. So we should know about ITU, that International Telecommunication Union is a UN body. They publish this ICT development index जो across the nations and within the nation digital divide को study करता है, right? So ICT development index, एक और चीज देख लेना, is based on 11 ICT indicators, 3 clusters में grouped है, access, use and skills. So remember this ACS with ITU and in ICT development index, right? So these were the questions for the day. They will be immensely helpful for upcoming exams. Please keep on solving them. Please keep on commenting your scores. I'm seeing that there are many views but not as many comments. Everybody is requested to comment their scores. Please do so. That encourages us. We are not charging anything. We are just seeking your support through comments. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. And एक बार फिर से जाते जाते नारा लगाते हैं साथ में, इनकलाब